Hey, this is Fate212. I'm Nafka, and today I wanted to talk more about the Eldar codex. That seems to be pretty much all I'm talking about lately. But there's a lot in it, a lot that's very interesting and fun to get into. So I have it here in front of me, and primarily what I want to talk about a little bit is Eldar Jetbikes. Primarily the Windrider Jetbike squads. They're a troop choice, 3 to 10 guys. So that means if you're playing the men game, the minimum squad game, MSU, that's 3 jet bikes for 51 points with twin link shuriken catapults. Of course, you can upgrade to the shuriken cannon. When you are playing with 3-man squads and a lot of them. See, I play a lot of games over 2,000 points. So that means I get up to 12 troop choices. So I don't have that many jet bikes. Excuse me. But I like to field a lot of squads. I like to get them out there. It gives me flexibility to be wherever I want on the table. Now, I've been using those 3-man jet bike squads with a shuriken cannon, which gives me the extra range. And what that allows me to do is to keep all of my jet bikes, my 3-man squads, in reserve. Every single one of them. I don't want them on the table because that means, hey, they're getting shot at, and I've got much more resilient things on the table. If I'm going first, I may just field them. I played a couple games with them now. I've went first twice, and I think in one of those games I actually fielded them, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because I don't know. But regardless, I don't remember what the situation was. But I prefer that my lists have been designed to keep those 3-man squads in reserve and to come in, and anybody who's getting into me to really unload upon them or to shoot at flyers or other things with those shuriken cannons, or to just basically get to where I need them to go, to just tactically take that side of the field with 5 or 6 squads of jet bikes. I have found that to be very valuable. They are toughness 4, armor save 3. They have jink, can turbo boost 36, move 2 dice 6 in the assault phase. Have to remember to do that all the time when they shoot. I mean, what else do you need out of them? They are a Marine. They're basically 17 points apiece. They're cheap. And you can field a lot of them. I don't think any Eldar player can have enough of them. If I'm fielding 6 squads of 3, it's like 366 points, I think, is what it is, or somewhere around there. 6, 3, it's about that. Yeah, so it's ridiculous. It really is. Or maybe that was 5 squads. But the point being is that they're so cheap, they're so flexible, they're fantastic. Now, big squads. If you are not playing an army that uses them as your primary troop, I can see fielding a couple of big squads of them. They are that nice, and then just throwing them in reserve. I think they work fantastic for being in reserve, or for just massively outflanking. You have to remember that they still are a Marine save, even though you'll get a cover save for jink. You still have to keep them alive. I don't think that them being on the board round 1, they could become a target, or round 2 if you just fly in too fast. Rapid fire, bolter fire, and things like that will hurt them just as much as Marines, because you're still getting your 3+ save. But there's not a lot that can really hurt them in a serious manner. But a lot of shots will, just like a Marine squad. So if you're fielding them in bigger squads, I do like the idea of keeping them in reserve and coming in round 2 or round 3 and making their impact that way. So that's what I think about the jet bikes. Next thing I want to talk about real quick is going to your HQ, and this is your Warlock Council. Now, a lot of people have been talking about putting your Warlocks with your jet bikes. Okay, there's a couple things wrong with it. First of all, you've got to put them into your units before you roll for their psychic powers. which means it's limited upon what you're going to actually get out of it. You don't know. It's very random. Which bugs me a lot. They're leadership 8. Yes, they're going to carry a singing spear with them, ideally, which is going to help give you an extra punch, especially in close combat. The problem is the leadership 8. Your psychic powers, which is what you're using them for, is only a leadership 8. Okay? And I understand that if you cast it on, if you use the ability to get the +1 armor save, hey, you get 2+ saved jet bikes. But once again, leadership 8, okay? That's not a high enough percentage of use for me to justify a 50-point warlock on a bike. It's just not. 50 points. For 50 points, what can I get for 50 points? Hey, 3 bikes are 51 points. Would I rather have a warlock or another squad on a jet bike? I think that's how you break it down. You talk about efficiency. I don't think that the warlock on the jet bike is worth his points. There is a way to field them, and I have been working on that, but kind of behind the scenes, and I won't talk about, but it involves a Seer Council and some ugliness there. The Seer Council on the jet bikes might be valuable enough. There's a couple tricks that I'm working on with that I might really enjoy. But other than that, I don't see the warlocks on jet bikes to be valuable when they're put into Windrider, the Guardian jet bikes. I don't see that they're valuable. Just get yourself another squad. So anyhow, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to get into each psychic power because once you declare, hey, I can have another squad of bikes instead of one Guardian, one warlock, it's really an open and shut case, at least in my book. You may find it different. You might find that you like it, but I'm going to pass unless you're going to a Seer Council on bikes, and that's a whole other ball game, which I'm not going to talk about now. So that's it for me for now. This is Fate 212. I'm Nafka, and it's time for me to get some coffee and start my day. So I'll be talking to you soon.